There we go. Oh my gosh. It kept saying streaming isn't available right now. For some reason, I've never ever seen it do that. I closed out real quick, came back in, and we are hopefully, fingers crossed, good to go. Um, my throat raw today. I wasn't screaming or anything on my little day trip yesterday. I don't know, I've been having some throat like soreness and pain and issues, so nothing I can really point to that would cause it, but there we are. So, all right, I hope you're all having a very fabulous Friday. So far, we don't have any donations. So, first one to donate, we will be starting off with you, of course, after our collective reading. So, I'm going to take a quick drink of water, keep my throat nice and, I don't know what the best word would be. Oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Slow card, right speed. You guys, if it's not one thing, it's another already today. Apologies for that. Hopefully, I can alleviate that, maybe. We will try our best. There's nothing worse than having that big box in front of everything we're trying to do here. So hopefully it will not do that again. We had all sorts of issues on Wednesday night's live stream, but that all being said, it was such an amazing live stream. We had some amazing moments and epiphanies come through for people, and yeah. So hopefully we can have a great live stream today as well. It might be short and sweet. It says we do have 2 people here, so yay. And Scarlett is here. Hello, Scarlett. So yeah, we're gonna maybe wait, kind of hang out until about that 5-minute mark when people like kind of just get that notification. If they do, a lot of people don't even get notified. So yeah, hello, Jessica Lynn. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, so we got 2 people, 2 likes on the video, so we are off to the races. We are off to a start. So, yes, we're gonna wait a couple minutes, let everybody check on in. But yeah, yesterday, oh no. Oh, that's right, we had the right speed error. I guess I didn't fully push record. Maybe it's not gonna let me. Maybe it's just gonna play this game today. This camera, it's always something different with this camera. But anyway, yesterday, we went to Butte, Montana, or it's better known, I guess, as Butte, America. It's a place where a lot of the world's copper for all the electricity came from. Not all of it, but a good amount of it came out of that mine in Butte. And fun, or maybe not so fun fact, I actually had a past life as a miner that died in that big mining disaster there in 1917. So I went with my family and we did some, like, there was one museum open, a bunch of the other things we wanted to do. I already knew they weren't going to be open this time of year. They usually start around April 1st, and some of the other tours don't even open until the snow is done on the mountain, which could be June. They kind of have to be that, like, tentatively playing it by ear kind of date scheduling system. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry about this. I am saving all my little pennies over on, and it is pennies, on Harmony Portal Tarot for a new camera. Because, of course, all your donations here go to help my mom. So my income on YouTube doesn't justify me being able to buy a new camera yet, even though I desperately need one. Yes, that is going to be my very first purchase when that ad revenue pays out over there. And let's just give you an update to see how much ad revenue that we have earned since January. If it's going to let us, let's do that while we are waiting for people to check on in. I'm to log into my other account over here real quick. But I like to know, you know, if somebody has a YouTube channel and they like to share those stats. I think it's always fun to know. So I will share those with you guys. You know, people can get weird about money and stats. I really don't care. It doesn't bother me either way for people to know I don't make anything over here. At least on Harry Potter Tarot. This little channel here has been such a blessing for my family, for sure. But let's go over to Harmony Portal Tarot without the live behind it. Oh my gosh, my internet is very slow today and everything, so that's fun. Okay, we're loading on up. Let's go. And my kids aren't even on the internet, so I don't know why it's so slow. It's still loading. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm back on dial-up. You guys remember those days? Okay, let's go to the analytics. Okay, I'm finally in the back end of my other channel, so let's go to the analytics. And I got monetized on January 22nd. It's still loading, still loading, still loading. I don't know, maybe this isn't important. You guys don't want to know about it, but I don't know. We're this far. We're almost to that point where it loaded. Okay, now I gotta go to, well, oh, it loaded the wrong thing. I want analytics. Okay. Loading, loading, loading. I don't know. I like to personally keep my finger on the pulse of what's going on just so I can keep accumulating. When I bought this camera, and they have a newer Mark II version of this camera out. When I bought this camera, I think it was $600, and I'm gonna get the same one, but the newer version of this camera. That's what I'm saving up for. And so the last 28 days, so about a month roughly, on Harmony Portal Tarot, my daily reading and pick a card channel, I've made $22.39. But for lifetime, so since I got monetized in January, for the lifetime of my channel since October, we are at $66.39. Wow, that actually went up a little bit. Oh, that's exciting, because we were like around the $30, $35 mark for what seemed like forever. Okay, we're going up. We're moving on up. That feels good. Okay, okay. And just for poops and giggles, I don't want to say the SHIT word. Let's just see how much I'll make on a day that I would have, say, a live stream. Like, we'll take last Wednesday's live stream and see what that made on this channel, just so you guys can get an estimate or kind of an idea of the time and effort that goes in, and then the money that actually will come in as a result. So let's just see if they have those stats for Wednesday. Sometimes it takes a few days for those to process. If you guys are commenting, I can't see any of your comments right yet, but I'm going to get back to you guys in about 2 seconds. I don't know. It's been a minute since I've seen. So, okay, this is kind of laughable, but in the last 28 days, so roughly a month, this channel has made $2.01 in ad revenue. That's not in, everybody's donations and stuff coming through PayPal. This is just the ad revenue. So let's go. So Wednesday we made 20 cents with the 2 live streams I ended up doing, because we had to break it in half because my camera was having an issue. I had to move the cam link and then it wouldn't come back online. So 20 cents for, I think that was close to, it was over 3 hours, close to 4 hours worth of live streaming. 20 cents. So that's what we are looking at there. And of course, you guys can't see me this whole time. And I couldn't see you. You couldn't see me. I'm so sorry about that, you guys. But yes, this is why. Yep. It's my end, my camera. This is what we're saving for. But we had one $100 donation come in on Harmony Portal Tarot, and then on the live or the ad revenue on Harmony Portal Tarot is $66. So we have $166, give or take, what they take out for taxes and all of that. I would say we're probably around, I don't know, 120, 115 that we've got like saved up for that new camera. That's roughly or around $600. So we might be dealing with this issue for a while, but I don't have any credit cards. I've never taken out a personal loan for anything, and I'm not going to start now just for the camera. So hopefully we can make it sooner than later, or even better, the camera just starts cooperating. I don't know what it is. I've switched memory cards. I have, changed batteries. I've reset it. I've done as much as I know how to do on my end to make this camera work. And we're a little blown out here. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I don't know how to fix this. I don't know what to do. I'm pushing record and it just keeps saying busy. If it's not one thing, it's another. But I'm going to try to just watch the screen to make sure we're not having that black screen issue. But we did have one donation come in from Brianna. So yes, let's go into our collective reading. We've got a couple people here. I'm going to say hi to everybody who checked on in. We got Brianna, we got Jessica Lynn, we had Scarlett earlier, Amber's here as well. At least it's not the blue screen of death. Well, I did have one of my kids this morning. My computer was just sitting there fully charged. I hadn't touched it really at all yesterday because we were out of town. But one of them accidentally unplugged the computer this morning, and it was at 0% when I went to schedule my live stream, and I'm doing this and that, and then the whole computer froze after it came back on from having no battery. So it's just been, that's why when I very first started, I'm like, oh no, if it's not one thing, it's another today. Like, that's what's been going on. And it's not even Mercury. Oh my gosh. It's not even Mercury retrograde yet. So I don't know. what is happening right now. I mean, I have a pretty good idea. It's psychic attack. I've been getting this a lot since I've been talking about, as Amber so eloquently put it on the last live stream, the rude awakening from the awakening. I was just calling it the awakening from the awakening, but I think Amber's really hit a nail on the head with that rude awakening from the awakening. Oh, Get to Like Ray is here. Hello, hello, my dear. Welcome. Um, yeah, I need to maybe Google that serial number and look into troubleshooting tips. I've Googled, it's a Canon M50, and it's not that old. I got it in 2019, but I have used it and used it and used it and used it. I've used it consistently on all four. How many channels do I have? Four. If you include the kind of secret Patreon channel. Sorry, my friend just texted me. She's getting concert tickets for us. Okay, she got us some lawn tickets. I'm gonna actually just let her know because she's kind of in the trenches trying to get us some Walk Off the Earth tickets and Lindsey Sterling tickets that are gonna be here in my town. Usually I have to travel far and wide to go to a fun concert, but she found tickets local. No worries, no worries. Okay. So that is dealt with. Sorry, I'm all over the place today, guys. But hopefully, oh no, I was like, hopefully our camera's still going. It was going, and now it's wah wah back. But no, I'm chalking a lot of this up to basically psychic attack. I really don't think there's anything at all wrong with my camera. It's just, dark forces finding ways to create these issues that my camera will come up with, because they can only work with the energy available, just like we can. So they'll take their challenge, they'll take their shot, where they can, when they can. And I've just been bombarded with a lot of darkness since I've started really speaking out against these false, I call them the false light entities. I don't know a better term to call them, but they're basically dark forces pretending to be the light, pretending to be angels, pretending to be crossed over loved ones, pretending to be what they are not. I'm not saying our crossed over loved ones can't be reached. They absolutely can. It's just we have to be very diligent in vetting out who we're actually connecting to, because these dark entities have access to all of our memories, all of our feelings, all of our emotions, just like our crossover loved one would. So they will use those past memories to trigger something and make you believe you're talking to your grandma or something when it's actually a dark entity feeding on you. So I've had to become very diligent myself. And even with any kind of deity or spirit guide, same difference. I mean, and this might be a liberal number, but I would say upwards of 90% of what people are channeling, if not more, actually aren't even angels or ascended masters or these deities. It is dark forces pretending to be light forces. Yeah, it's disheartening when you first come into this knowledge and start trying to make things of what you can. Make the most of what you can, but knowledge is power. And they wouldn't be working so dang hard if we weren't so powerful ourselves. So that's, one thing we got going for us. We are very powerful beings, we're creator beings, and that's why they work so hard to use our creative life force energy to create what they want, which is usually destruction and chaos. So we're not here for it. No, we're not. So let's just see what we need to know. I'm going to say hi to a couple more people that I see have joined. Linda is here. Welcome, welcome. Oh, yep, slow card rate speed. I guess I'm just going to kind of not continue to talk about it. I mean, we are acknowledging this is happening, but we're just going to continue to roll on, and hopefully they'll get bored and go away and leave us alone. Because I have not used this camera at all since Wednesday evening. It should not be like, its processing should be just fine right now. It should be crisp, clear, and ready to rock. And it's not. So I don't know. That's the last I'm saying on the matter. You said something about me with the 2 moons in a couple days past the eclipse and have noticed a release and feeling so much better. Oh, good. Maybe you should cleanse your camera and wrap some black tourmaline around your camera. That's a great idea. I actually have some black tourmaline somewhere. Where is it? Well, I know I have one over here on my router. Yeah, we have this black tourmaline here on my router. So we're going to put her up on top of the camera, and I'm going to set a nice little intention here. I'm actually going to refocus because I brought my camera a bit lower. It's a little heavy up there. Okay. We're on manual focus. Get that to go away. Okay, so we're going to do a clearing spell, and then we're going to get back. Okay. So I'm going to use Palo Santo, actually, and, my own creative energies to set the intention. clear anything that is coming at any of us watching currently, not just me and my current energy, but all of us are included in this protection right now. If you so choose, you don't have to accept it. I always leave these things for you to decide for yourself. But we're clearing energy of anything that is toxic, anything that is, trying to use our energy for their own gain, trying to feed on our negativity if we are a little frustrated that the camera isn't working. Yes. Creating a vortex of peace, love, excitement, happiness, abundance for all of us to reside in, that is directly connected outside this matrix, directly connected to our inner selves, our true spirit that is directly connected to the original source creator. These entities think they're funny trying to mess with the original source creator. They cannot hold a candle to the original source creator. So, all right. So, clearing the energy as much as we can. Set some very clear intentions that we are banishing these energies. And I just got in my mind's eye to use this little, I'll show you guys once I get the camera back. I'm going to use this for some sound clearing. If my kid didn't take it, did he take off with it? No! Why? See, even this is them taunting me. So I have this little heart-shaped metal piece, and you can shake it, and there's this like bell in it that kind of makes, it's like a chime. But it's not there. It's not exactly where it should be. So either my kid ran off with it or something. Look, I don't know. Am I being messed with live? Probably. But, I guess we're just going to have to continue on about our live stream. Yeah, the ads might be affecting your right speed as well. YouTube isn't slick. Yeah. Right, yeah. It's very interesting how all of this is connected and just yucky. Yep. But at the very least, we've got that black tourmaline to help at least not increase the level that they're already at right now with everything going on. So yeah, I feel lately all the sickness me and my daughter are getting is just low vibe energy being sent to us. Yeah, absolutely. And same with my throat. If you guys were here at the very beginning, I was just explaining just my throat. There's nothing, I don't have any kind of illness or sickness, but since I was sick about a month and a half ago, I don't know, randomly I'll wake up with a sore throat one morning and the next day I'm just fine. And the next morning it's another sore throat. And then 3 days later, another sore throat. I don't know what's going on, but to me, it all feels like psychic interference, psychic attack, that's turning very physical, obviously. Man, I really feel bad about this camera situation, you guys, but I don't know what else to do other than ending this and starting another one, and we just use the webcam on the computer. But at the very least, let's try to get into our collective reading. Let's just see, since this is such a theme for so many of us, what we can do to better utilize the energy that's there, or, to combat. I don't know. I don't want to fight fire with fire kind of thing. I don't want to fight them. I just want to rise above. Like, that's the energy I want to do. And not like spiritually bypassing what we're going through, because obviously it's happening. We're all witnessing this camera thing happening. So we can't just love and light and say, oh, it's not happening. It is happening. And it's not fun. But how can we make the most of this and overcome as much of this attack as possible? Okay, wow. So our hard work is going to pay off. So we just keep being diligent about staying on our path and doing the thing anyway. Because what they want more than anything is for me to just cut this live stream short and just go, be a victim and woe is me, nothing ever goes my way, and end the live stream and then just go pout about it. And I'm not going to do that. Yeah, exactly. I'm tuning into my inner self, and so are you. That is where we can help combat this energy, not by fighting them, but by just standing in our own, a gazelle doesn't come up to a lion and try to start something. A gazelle just knows, oh, wow, that's a lion. But when we forget we're a lion, that gazelle would have no issue, because there's no threat to the gazelle if, I'm not saying gazelles are bad. I mean, just for the sake of example. I'm sure gazelles are perfectly fine, but for the sake of this example, the gazelles are the bad guys, and we're the good guys. We're the lion, and we forgot it. We're not forgetting today. No, we're not. No siree, Bob. Yeah. Yeah, they can't. And look, Ten of Cups. I mean, there is nothing nefarious about, of course, we can't see it, but here, I'll prove it to you. There's nothing nefarious coming out in this reading. So even if they're annoying us, they can't truly hurt us. In a deep aspect, they can't hurt us. They can't get down to the nitty gritty to do much more than annoy or frustrate and then try to feed off that energy of that annoyance that we are feeling. That's what they do. Yeah, because they have no power of their own, they have to take from very powerful people. That's what they're doing. Oh, wow. It's working. That is amazing, Brianna. Yeah, there are different dimensions of energy around us, and we do not know when and how we pick up some of them unless we have that kind of awareness. Absolutely. Look at that. King of Pentacles sliding into home base. Home plate, I should say. It's not a base, it's a plate. Yeah. Wow. So, yeah, this is letting us know we're in charge of our physical reality even more. And us even thinking that they have any kind of power over us really is just giving them power they don't even have at all. So it's about finding a new way forward, a new way to look at things so that we can move beyond. And the Knight of Pentacles, it's not going to be an overnight success of us figuring out how to not allow this to get us down, or, because they work through other people a lot. You might be really good friends with someone and that friend will just be, off that day, and then they'll take it out on you. And a lot of times it's not even the friend. And they might even later feel bad about it, thinking they did that thing to you or said that mean thing or whatever it was. But it's these dark entities, these forces working through other people to create this chaos so that they can just feed and feed and feed. Like, that's what they do. So, yeah, we're onto their games. So it's not going to be an overnight thing where we just can overcome everything and be la la la. But, working at it is definitely going to be helpful for us to work at it. And, yeah, just remembering who we are is such a big piece of the pie. We don't even have to do anything much more than just remembering and realizing who we are. That'll help. So yeah, that all being said, let's now kind of just do a collective reading. Just anything else we need to know. Some really good, some good news. I mean, that was pretty good news. There was nothing bad in that we had to watch out for that I could see. It's just about remembering who we are and sticking to our own path, Yeah, bring it on. I'm ready. Also see the middle finger. Yes. Funny vision from spirit. Yes, absolutely. I love that. That is, there's that 2 of Cups. That's been upside down in my deck for a minute now. We're putting her back up right. Okay. Anything else we need to know? A message of positivity, blessings coming in, things we can look forward to. And of course, we're not acknowledging. I mean, we're acknowledging without giving it the power. Yes, that's what we're doing. Look at that. New beginning, fresh energy all around, planting those seeds. And that's kind of a little, I guess, example or exercise I gave to Amber on Wednesday's live stream, is to plant a seed of whatever. If you love roses, plant some roses. If you love sunflowers, plant some sunflowers. If you love herbs, plant some herbs. And allow that seed to be that physical representation of your manifestation. And the Page of Wands is new inspiration, finding new ways to really shine and show up in this world, feeling more passionate and inspired by just, the good things in life. And we also have here the star. I love to see it. Wow. Yeah. I mean, they can try to rain on our parade, but it's not going to work. It really isn't. So there might be those of us that are dealing with these random, weird, strange illnesses and just kind of not feeling 100%. This is letting us know we're going to overcome that, because the Tower is kind of that, gloom and doom of everything. And then the star represents the healing and the wish fulfillment after all of the trials and tribulations. So that's what we are going forward with, is the star energy. I'm thinking of Lion King, the monkeys, remember who you are. Oh, yes, I love that. That's so true. Yes, I love it. And then I usually try to keep Rude Raksh. Oh man, I don't want to butcher the word of what this is. Panjmuki, I hope I'm saying that right. After cleansing it, the trees are believed to be born from Lord Shiva's tears. Rudra. Rudra, Shiva, Aksh, eyes. Whatever it is, extremely protective. Oh wow, I want to look into that. That is so neat. I was about to say this is crazy, right? Repetition of my message again. Being in the hospital at the first of the month. Oh, that's right, Scarlett. I hope you're feeling much better. Oh man, that is so not fun. But yeah, look, we have the 8 of Wands on the back of the deck. This is helping us realign with our purpose, our mission here, And, this is very quick moving energy as well. So flying above, rising above. I mean, literally amongst the stars here. Look at that. So we're rising above this, dense, dark energy, and we are ready to take on something new, a new challenge that helps us feel revitalized, rejuvenated, inspired. That's what we are on the precipice of. We might still be feeling that kind of bleed over or kind of like, I don't know, echo of what we've been going through, or we're kind of closing out those cycles. But there's so much more high vibe light, cosmic light, high vibrational light codes coming in to really assist us, with these dark forces. There are forces for good coming in to help us, but we can't also, with that all being said, we can't always just sit around and wait for that savior. Because I'm getting a great analogy with this emperor on the back is, if we never plant the seed, we're the ones here to plant the seed. We're the ones here to do the heavy lifting and the tough work. If we never plant that seed, that life force energy of the infinite creator cannot work its magic to create the mighty oak tree. So we have to be the ones to plant the seed and keep the bugs and the pests out and do the protecting that we need to do, for our own energy field or for our family or for our community or whatever it is, to allow that cosmic energy to do the deeper work. We're here to do the heavy lifting and the physical labor, but, that's when that God spark within the seed, that intelligence within the seed takes over, and the infinite creator starts to work the magic, which is so powerful. So someone might be starting, many of you might be starting something new projects, new relationships, just new attitudes, new ways forward, new routines, new beginnings, fresh energy. And I think it's very fitting, especially for those in the more northern hemisphere. We are entering into the springtime. We're technically in spring, but it snowed again. It was decently warm. Yes, warm. It was 40 degrees yesterday, which I took as a win. The sun was out most of the day, so I loved that. But there was snow on the ground when I woke up this morning. And it's been snowing most of the morning again. So, it doesn't feel very spring-like where I'm at, but energetically speaking, it sure does. It sure does. All right. Oh, you were attacked with your first paralysis tear in the hospital. So these attacks are not something to ignore, but stand against. Absolutely. And just speaking out loud or even in your head, your sovereignty really does go a long way. It might feel like, in those, like, I'm thinking of when I was a kid, they had this show called, like, Are You Afraid of the Dark? I do remember this one episode where the kid, he was in his room and it was scary. There was like some sort of thing in his closet or whatever. And he didn't even lay there. He stood up and he goes, I'm not afraid of you. Like he whispered it at first. And then he said it again. I'm not afraid of you. And then he stood, like he was in bed. And then he stood up and then he yells, I'm not afraid of you. And so he just became very powerful in that moment. And I think we could maybe benefit from doing something similar. If not literally, maybe more energetically speaking, just standing our ground and saying, no, we're not entertaining all of this silliness of you trying to do whatever it is you're trying to do to us. We're not here for it. Yeah, snow in the end of March. Oh, that's nothing. We can have snow into June where I live. Yeah, it's basically 6, 7, 8 months of winter where I live. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Florence made a donation. Yeah, let's do it now. We are not afraid of you. We are definitely not afraid of you. Oh, Amber has been manifesting her dream home in Atlanta and a major part of its backyard where I have planted a lot of fruit trees, flowers, even coconut trees. The message is surreal. I love that. Yes. Spring in Ireland, but still cold and windy. Yeah, we get a lot of cold, a lot of wind, a lot of rain, a lot of, snow. Duh. I'm trying to talk. Oh, wow. So, yeah. And I guess it's letting me know we're going to be running an ad in 45 seconds. So let's do, yes, Brianna's preaching it. I am not afraid of you. Yes. So we have an ad coming up. I guess this is the way we're going to get a little closer to making something happen. We got an ad coming up. I don't know if you guys are all going to get the same advertisement. I think this is a new thing they're doing on this, but it says we're 20 seconds away or so from the ad. But maybe, I'm getting a download already. This ad, whatever the ad is for, there's going to be a profound message in that ad for each of us. And I don't think we're all going to get the exact same advertisement here. I don't even know if it's going to kick me off and put me with an ad. I don't know. This is 4 seconds. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and here we go. So I don't know if that's inserting an ad like on the replay, or if you guys are seeing an ad right now, you have to let me know. But we had the Nine of Pentacles come out again. So our hard work is paying off. Whatever we're investing our time, effort, love, attention into, it will pay off. Yeah, and then there is that. I'm not giving up. Oh, yeah, Scarlett's still here with me. She has no ads. That's amazing. Yep. That's something I've never done, is pay for YouTube. Maybe I should do that. Yours was a steak. You're a pescatarian. Well, that's just letting you know for sure what's not meant for you. And you're not going to be swayed by, kind of the example of these dark entities trying to, maybe get us to indulge kind of devil energy of, ooh, here's a temptation. Well, that's not tempting to me because I don't even live that lifestyle. So goodbye. Oh, Linda's was for a casino. I love it. Hers was blank. Get to like us was blank. Wow. So yeah, I think you're each going to take your own message away from whatever this was. But I love that. That's so cool. Oh, allergy medication. Yeah, we're allergic to their BS that they keep putting upon us. But that kind of circles back to what we were talking about a lot of this kind of sinus stuff, sore throat stuff, and just kind of illness that we've been dealing with. We were talking about with Amber earlier. Could be them attacking us. These are definitely what I've been picking up. That there's no actual virus that I've acquired that is a reason for me to feel this way. So this to me feels like psychic attack and physical attack, really. There you go, Linda. Linda's buying a lottery ticket today. I can see joy and laughter being a stand against this. Absolutely, yeah. You just gotta laugh or you're gonna cry in this realm, right? Oh, just got a piece of moldavite and haven't taken it off for 24 hours. I'm clearing allergies for sure. Yes, that's amazing. Yeah, my first piece of moldavite I got, I could only hold it about 10 minutes and I had to put it away because my head got real buzzy and spinny. And then I pick it up again for a little bit and then I put it down. And that first couple weeks, I couldn't sleep with it in the same room. And then it just sits in this little Intervision crystal box. Here's one, not the exact box, but a little purple Intervision crystals box sits next to my bed with all my moldavite, and they're like, never sleep with moldavite in your bed. You'll never sleep. You'll never sleep. And then it's funny because since I've moved it out, I took it downstairs. I got this ultrasonic cleaner to clean my glasses, and you can also clean jewelry. And I thought, well, why not? Let me clean my crystals in here, because it pulses. It I don't know if you know what an ultrasonic little cleaning machine is, but I put my moldavites in there and my Libyan desert glass and all my my high ticket item crystals, and they're still down on my kitchen counter. It's been about a week because I haven't finished cleaning them all. I go to a project, then I walk away, then I go back and I go up. But when I finish cleaning them all, I'll bring them back upstairs. I'm not sleeping any better or worse than I did with them next to my bed. So maybe that's just my energy, or I don't know. Oh, you have a copper bracelet. I can't take it off. I feel weird. It was a present, so I don't know what it is doing. Oh, interesting. Yeah, when I went to Butte yesterday, we went to a mineral museum because it's a mining town, and they mine copper. And I even held some copper, big chunks that they took out of the ground, and it's very, very heavy, but it's so cool. I didn't buy any. I kind of thought maybe I could buy a piece of copper, but I didn't really feel connected to any of the pieces that were available, so I didn't. But past me would have bought probably 4 of them and walked home with them anyway. Not that I had to walk home. I don't know why I said that. Drove home. I've just been more intentional and very diligent with my purchasing, where I spend my money, if I actually need something that I'm buying. And I just really have scaled back on, I think it's been, I did buy my son, I wish I could show you, he's got it, he won't let it go. It's an obsidian sphere, but it's kind of matte looking, and it's got all these craters in it like a moon, and he is obsessed with it. And it's very heavy. It's just this little, it's probably maybe about that big around. Fits in the palm of your hand very nicely, but it's obsidian, so it's very cool. And he loves it. So that was the only purchase I made at the crystal store. My other son didn't even really feel called to any of them. And normally they're both crystal fiends. They want everything. Well, Wrigley still wanted everything, but I said, no, you can get one thing. But I didn't get anything. My other son didn't get anything. But yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into our readings. We did have a couple donations come through, so I want to go ahead and get those on our list. We're still dealing with this. You know, I'm wondering if, while I get this list updated, if this thing goes back to the black screen, if we don't just leave it for a moment and just let it kind of simmer. I won't do it during your readings, though, obviously, because you want to see the screen for that. Maybe letting it rest will help. I don't know. So donation list, and we're going to go over here. First one I have here is from Brianna. And so, agree. And then we have Get to Leka Ray. And then we have, and I'm just doing these in the order that you guys have sent them in. Get to Leka Ray was 22 minutes ago, and then 17 minutes ago, Cheyenne has donated for a 1 card. And then Florence has donated for a full read and a 1 card. Okay, so we're going to let it sit for a moment. We'll kind of chat and I'll catch this up. So if you're just joining us, we're dealing with the camera write speed error. Thank goodness I wasn't trying to film a pick a card today, because this would not have been a fun time at all to try to do that. At least you can still hear my voice when it goes to black screen on a live stream, although it's not ideal. This is not like letting anyone new coming in say that I have any kind of high quality content over here. I'm hoping the underlying message of the content is rising above the low quality of the camera situation today. But again, it's out of my control at this point. We're already live. I'm not going to let it get me down. Hopefully it doesn't affect you guys too much. So yeah. All right, Florence. So Florence plus a 1 card read. Okay, plus 1 card. Okay, and that is what we have here. So I'm gonna go ahead and enter that into the chat box for you guys so we can see what's up. So okay. You bought a spirit quartz once and saw it on your live last year. Now I'm looking to get a moldavite. Also planning to wear a blue sapphire. People say that it's a very tricky gem to wear. I've heard that. And it's very interesting because I'm a Libra ascendant. And I guess blue sapphire is recommended. Well, at least in my, I don't know if it's a combination of different planets I have or placements I have that is saying, oh yeah, use blue sapphire. But it's definitely recommended in my chart. I have pink sapphire in my wedding band to represent my husband, who's born in October. It would have been opal, but opal's not a very everyday tough stone to wear. You will wear it out. So in place of that, they suggest pink tourmaline. And because, again, the hardness of pink tourmaline isn't as good as it could be, they suggested I do pink sapphire, which, of course, you guys can see it right now. Keep forgetting that the camera doesn't want to do what you're saying. I don't know, but might be hard to see, but let's see. You can kind of see it goes pink sapphire, diamond, pink sapphire, diamond, pink sapphire. And of course, you can see it very well. There we go, maybe. I don't know. There we go. There it is. Yeah, and I didn't ever get mine fused together. I don't know, it just didn't call to me to do that. I'm not one random guy that never fused their wedding set together, I guess. All right, so let's get into Brianna's question first. So I'm gonna open my email back up. I had to close it earlier because my computer was giving me some issues. Take a quick drink of water. I want that. Oh, it's friendly to earth signs. Scarlett says blue sapphire is friendly to earth signs, so maybe let's just holding peace first. Yeah, because I think Amber's an earth rising Virgo, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong on that, though. Yeah, I think your chart would suggest you benefit from it. Yeah, amazing. Okay, so heading over to email now for Brianna. And we are where? Oh, wrong email box. Okay. Brianna, her question is, can I get a message from the authentic spirit and Mama Monica on how to embody my truest entrepreneurial mindset and what to focus on in the immediate future? Yes, let's tune in for how Brianna can, and I gotta go back to the camera to make sure we're still on. Nope, we're not. I will try to keep up with this as much as I can without having to continue to draw attention to it. Okay. So for Brianna, tuning in to her true, authentic spirit. Mama Monica as well, her true, authentic spirit. Hello, Amber A. Welcome, welcome. How to embody her truest, or what was it, entrepreneurial spirit, truest entrepreneurial spirit, mindset, entrepreneurial mindset, and what to focus on in the immediate future. So yes, that entrepreneurial mindset. Ooh, so focusing on the things that bring you a lot of emotional fulfillment. So you would have to have a lot of purpose and passion behind one of your entrepreneurial endeavors. So it has to have a lot of purpose, like underlying it. You can't just sell widgets or, like that's what they say. They call just random things you sell widgets, I guess. If you weren't interested in widgets, you couldn't sell widgets for a living and have this sense of purpose and passion. So it would definitely have to be something you're very passionate about, that you are, putting your entrepreneurial efforts into. But let's just see how Brianna can really embody that. And this one went flying all the way over here. King of Cups. There's a lot of you tuning into your emotions and how you feel. And maybe one work day might completely vary or differ from another work day, just depending on how you feel that day. So that might be where you set your schedule up in such a way that if you don't feel like doing admin work one day, maybe you will set up, I'm going to put manual focus back on because it's going to give us that weird box otherwise. So yeah, this is you, if you're not feeling the admin work one day, you schedule it into a day where you are kind of feeling it. Or if you're not feeling, like example, you're having that YouTube channel and you're not really feeling up to filming one day, don't force yourself to do it. Really go by how you're feeling emotionally with certain things. And I know a lot of times will say, don't be emotional with business. It's not personal. But you tell any entrepreneur, is your business personal? They will say, absolutely it is. So I would say maybe kind of go fly in the face of a lot of general business guidance saying to not get emotional with things. And it's not like you're getting emotional over it, but utilizing your emotional state and how you're feeling from day to day to know what to put your focus on for that work day. That's really what I see with this. And there just might be certain days you're just not feeling it. And instead of forcing it like a lot of other entrepreneurs might, you're honoring those feelings. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. There's definitely a lot to learn, but in a good way. Like there's so much you want to learn. There's so much you want to expand in your business. You don't want to just really, I don't see you just hyper focused on, one good, one service, one thing you're providing. This might even evolve over time to where maybe if you are starting off with one thing, eventually you'll have, like a YouTube channel, a brand where you're selling things under that brand. And then you're also doing public speaking or, coaching people or mentoring people. I mean, it's very multifaceted, whatever it is you're doing. And it's not going to come without its share of challenges. It's always going to be, no matter what entrepreneurial, avenue you go down, there are always going to be a challenge here or a challenge there. And, I see no different here with what you've got going on. But this also being said is there might be one thing that you're trying to have work right now. And I'm not saying you have to sideline it forever. But there's something that you're trying to have move forward with now that's either you're not quite ready or knowledgeable enough yet to make this thing really a success. I mean, you could argue that maybe is my issue here on YouTube, that, even after 4 years, I'm maybe it's just not going to work for me, personally. And that's okay, but at least I tried. And that's the thing is you might try a couple things that don't quite hit the mark. And that will be at that time you decide, well, maybe I don't need to do this right now. Maybe if the time prevails or allows later on, I can prevail with this certain avenue that I was trying to go down. But maybe what I'm seeing, Brianna, is you're just ahead of your time. With something you're trying to offer or really, really excited to offer, you're just maybe a bit ahead of your time about it. And certain people, or you might have a handful of people who are very excited about this, but it's not going to bring the income you wanted initially because there's just not the client base for it yet. But mark my words, even if you have to back burner that thing for a minute, eventually something big is going to pay off for you. And there might even be some little threads you're weaving together now that absolutely keep going on them. That's not what we're talking about, having to sideline that. If you're seeing steady growth and forward momentum, even if at times it feels like one step forward, two steps back, but then the next week it's 5 steps forward, one step back, you're still gaining. You see how that math works out. You're still gaining. So as long as you can see that you're gaining on some area or avenue or outlet that you are focused on entrepreneurial wise, I would say keep going with it. But if something just keeps hitting a brick wall and a brick wall and a brick wall, or maybe there's a few people interested in it, but for you to get your return on investment with just a few people, it's just not going to work, then maybe it's time to just kind of not completely consider this thing completely out, but put it on the back burner until you do gain that client base or that wisdom or just the right way forward is really what I see with that. So let's see. Anything else Brianna needs to know specifically about the immediate future? Immediate future. Ooh, well, there's some wish fulfillment coming in the immediate future with something you're doing. You're gonna see some rise, or this is also a card of fame. So people are gonna start to know your name or recognize you in whatever it is you're doing. It might not be that everything goes viral overnight. Again, I don't see that with most entrepreneurs. And even those that seem to have this, fly by night, overnight kind of sensation or success, a lot of times there's years worth on the back end that we don't see of, trying things and failing in other areas, where then one area just they start it and then it takes off. But with you, I see there is some recognition and reward for your efforts definitely will come in at some point. So I wouldn't worry too much out the gate. Of course, if you're needing to put food on the table by way of this entrepreneurial effort, of course it's going to be a little more stressful, and you might even at times do things you're not really feeling just to be able to make the money to be able to put the food on the table. But if this is something you can do in your free time, or on the side of that thing that actually does put the food on the table for you, I think that would be the best bet, because a lot of times entrepreneurs, if they do expect, they say, and this is an old number and an old statistic that I learned when I was in business school for, I did take an entrepreneurship, and I also did sales and marketing. And I never did go into the field of sales and marketing out in the retail at all. I just took it because it was the closest thing to what I wanted to do at the time, and that was that. Because they didn't have the exact program I wanted, which was like graphic design and media arts. But then when I graduated with that certificate, I went to a different school and did that. So went on to the University of Montana, because the first school I started out was like a community college, so it was only like a 2-year deal. So that might be something you're doing, is you're starting one thing and then building towards something and then building towards something. But that statistic that I heard was most new businesses don't start making a profit until 5 years in. So a lot of these entrepreneurs can't really make money for themselves for about 5 years. And I'm sure that statistic has shifted or changed, or, just the onset of, internet business has really exploded since 2003 when I took that class and heard that statistic. I'm sure things are different now. But yeah, it's going to not be what you would, it's not as steady as an income and a paycheck as what you would get, coming in on a corporate job or somewhere where you have a boss and it's already set. But with the Two of Swords, there might be sometimes confusion and just wondering what direction to go. But this is when you really tune into your own emotions and your own intuition as well, to help keep you on track of what is meant for you. And even if something feels like it's meant for you, but maybe just the timing isn't right, again, honor those feelings. And, because again, you can't, there might be an opportunity to come back up and pick that thing off the back burner and continue on with it. But at the basis of whatever you're doing, there is a lot of spirituality involved here, Brianna. So I would say definitely keep going on that. And of course, Mama Monica's got your back. You can ask her for help. She will help you eventually, find good employees and all sorts of stuff. You don't be afraid to put her to work. That's what she's really coming through to let you know. So that's so powerful and beautiful. All right, Brianna, I hope that resonated for you. All right, so up next, I know I have my list here. It is Get to Like a Ray. Okay, I'm going to take a quick drink of my water. Okay, so Get to Like a Ray is next, and I'm going to go read her question. I'm going to go ahead and post this list for you guys. There goes the camera. Need to know about some family members. How does M and B think slash feel about me, and what is the future of the connection with them? Okay. I'm getting that I might even break it down. Here's M's energy, here's B's energy, because I'm not seeing that they both feel exactly the same way about you. One feels different than the other, or there's at least some nuance with the way each one feels about you. So I wanted to kind of split it to tailor M here, B here. Okay, so how does M feel and think about Getuleka? There's a lot going on with that one, with M. Okay, and B. How does B think and feel? Okay, there's a lot more balance. There's a lot more, I guess I would say maybe empathy with B's energy toward you and how they feel about you. They see you as a very balanced person. As far as M goes, it's very interesting. I think you might have had some past life dealings with M. For sure, there's some past life baggage here. And with this World card, this is a lifetime you can close out that karma, close out that cycle, and not have to deal with it again. Maybe even making plans for the future. This person might have even had plans to connect you in a deeper way than they have, but it just never worked out. And now they maybe even feel like they're on the sidelines of your life or kind of put in time out because of something they said or something they did. But let's just see, moving forward, the future of this connection with M. Yeah, I can see how you're conflicted. Do I even keep this person in my life? Or do I kind of keep them at arm's length, or as a more, especially if you're related to this person, it can be very difficult to know, how do I, navigate those waters of, keeping someone in your life indefinitely just because they're your family member. If they're not treating you with respect or the way that you deserve to be treated, they don't technically deserve a seat at your table of, your inner circle of your life. It's your life. I do see there might be a new beginning, though, with B. With B, there might be a new beginning or a way to move forward in a way that feels good. But again, this is just about a potential. And as far as if these two, I'm feeling that these two are connected in some way. I don't know if these two are married or if they are both family members, or at the very least, I feel that these two people know each other on some level. So if it's like almost if you move forward with one, you would almost have to move forward with the other is kind of the vibe I'm getting with this. So if you decide to cut one out of your life or just kind of, put some distance between you and one of them, there would have to also then be distance between you and the other one as well. But we have the Strength card here. So I think what I'm really getting mostly with this is with this confusion here, there might be something happening that's going to really put it in perspective for you. And it's going to be a big, oh, wow, yeah, they are married. Your intuition's on point. Yeah, there's going to be, quite possibly, we've got a roaring lion and a yelling lady. It might come to the point where one or the other of these people get in a fight, either with each other or toward you. There's conflict energy here for sure. Ooh. But I think that conflict is going to help kind of smooth the waters of and help rebalance things again. And especially if you resonate with the fact that B, because yeah, this is M, this is B. Especially if you resonate with the fact that B is probably the more calm person of this dynamic here, this married couple. If they're the more reasonable, more calm, cool, and collected, I would say connecting with this person to be able to then connect to this person instead of directly getting involved with M, if that's doable for you, if that's something you can do. Because it might come to where M, and if anything, I don't see you, Getuleka, being the person yelling or pointing fingers at anyone. If anything, you're just going to be quiet and kind of just fade off into the distance. Like that's kind of how I read your energy with this is, yeah, I just don't want to get tangled up in this. So I'm just not going to give it all of my attention and effort. That's really what I see how you would come from it. Or at the very least, quite possibly just telling these people, I need a break. This is a lot for me. I need to think about myself right now and let them know in a very kind and loving manner, because that's how you approach these people anyway, is very kind, very loving, very giving, without needing to be. Like you go above and beyond for these people without having to. is really what I see here. And and at times I might even say they don't even deserve your kindness. But because that's who you are, you would do no less than your kindest. And, you know, and it might be in your best interest to walk away from them for a time, but again, have a potential for a new beginning in the relationship. But again, there might need to be some ironing out of feelings or, just kind of getting to the heart of certain conflicts between you that would have to happen before you could move forward in a good way. But again, closing out old cycles or old ways of operating within these relationships might be the key here. Specifically with M, because this is where a lot of that past conflict, at least from past life, comes in, if not from this life. And what is the best path forward for Gitaleka with this couple, M and B? Okay, well, we have the Emperor. This is you standing your ground. I really do read these people as, you did tell me they were related, not related, they were married, but I'm really picking up that one of these people, at least one of these people, is in your family tree, because we do have the tree here which has very strong roots. Yeah, M puts allegations on me, things which I am not on a soul level, and it hurts me, but can't help. Yeah, and especially if these things are lies that this person is saying. I mean, if someone's spreading gossip or spreading lies and not really tuning into the reality of something, that's just not an energy you need to, allow a seat at your daily table. If you see this person once a year, that's one thing, but if you have to be involved with this person, multiple times a week or daily, that's a lot to deal with. But if this person is in the family tree and you think it's B, maybe he is my soul family. Yeah, wow. Very interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I'm seeing all the chaos and conflict mostly coming from M. And B to me feels, if you're not related to B by blood in this life, there is this camaraderie from past life. It feels much more go with the flow, your connection to B. But I want to see, as far as, this is you, basically standing in your authority, standing in power. Oh, related by blood. Gotcha. Yeah. So this to me is you standing in your power. So if you don't feel that these people, because of what they are doing, especially M, deserve to be in your day-to-day life, then they don't have to be. But if you feel that you can continue on and maintain a relationship with them and still allow them to do these allegations, then of course that's your choice to do. But I see you, at least energetically, kind of pulling your energy back and maybe not talking or reaching out as much as you once did, because M for sure doesn't deserve it, especially if there are lies going around. But let's see, best path to follow moving forward with M and B. Yeah, we have here working together. It kind of came out sideways and more on B's side. So it's almost like B would be more willing to, find some better common ground than say M would. But it might be that you are not really communicating so much with M and just talking to B, and then maybe B can get M the information that's needed, But really, I think ultimately there is a chance for a new beginning where you can get all of the lies and the manipulations and the sadness all out on the table and speak your truth to these people about what it's done to you and what it's caused you and how you feel about it. Of course, in a very calm way. I see you coming at this in a very calm way. Even if I'm seeing M's energy specifically not being as calm as you, for sure. And if anything, this person might lash out with words. Again, the yelling, the fighting. But I don't see there's anything you can do to stop this person from being who they are. It's just you deciding to what degree are you going to allow this person to participate in your life. And that is totally your call. All right, one final closing card. Ooh, yeah, 5 of Cups. So you might be walking away from this connection for a while. Doesn't mean that you have to walk away from them forever. But if that feels good to you to just not respond specifically to M anymore, then that is absolutely your right to do so. But it's going to come down to your own intuition on the matter, how this is for you moving forward, and using your own intuition. So one more card. It looks like we have 16 seconds till there's another ad coming up. Yeah, I think you are closing out the cycle. Yeah, absolutely. You hope they have a long, healthy life, but you don't need them at a seat at your table. Okay, here comes our ad, but we'll be right back. Ooh, that was loud. Sorry for those of you still here that can hear that. We will put these away. And I do want to get one more card for Gitaleka when the ad is over. I think she maintained to stay here last time. Yeah, let's see. It shouldn't last too long. And I think some of those ads are skippable too, so at least it lets me know about a minute in advance so I'm not just cut off mid-sentence with people with an ad. Yeah, okay. So let's see. Moving forward. Okay. Back. I'm getting quite the arm workout in today because this extends higher than I can reach, so I really got to stretch. At least on the right side. After the live stream, I have to stretch the left side a whole bunch next. All right, we're back. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, so we have hammer. Sabotage, rebuilding, interrogation, repetitive, persistent, working on it. So yeah, you feel sabotaged, specifically by M's energy. You can rebuild this, but it's going to take that interrogation or that kind of meeting, coming together and getting it all out on the table and letting you know that you're not going to allow this to continue. And if it does, then it's just going to have to end. It's going to have to be over. Only Cupid's arrow, have faith, love is coming, surprise, invitation, or meeting. And then there's also hesitation here. And, you know, to me, I'm not reading this Cupid's arrow as romantic energy. This to me feels more, you know, familial, you know, family energy. And then on the back of the deck, we have meeting and conversing, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted, and friendship. So finding some common ground of friendship with this family connection you have with M and B could help. But again, this is going to be utilizing your own intuition to decide, yeah, making those healthy choices for yourself. Is it healthy for me to continue to allow M to say whatever they're saying or do whatever they're doing and just let it go unchecked? That's where you're going to have to step into your Emperor energy and say enough is enough. Either you are no longer going to speak about me or to me this way, or you're done. Or, you know, I don't know that we need to continue this relationship. I wish you the best. I hope you live a long and healthy life, but that will be the extent of our connection from here on out. It's going to be up to you to decide. I do see, though, some redeeming quality. This person might see the error of their ways and try to do better next time. But I don't think it's going to be unless you do let them know or call them out on their behavior where you're concerned. So that is my best advice to you. Let's just get one more for Gitaleka. Anything else? Yeah, open your heart. So I would say just opening your heart, letting them know how much they mean to you, how much you care, how much you love them, and then tell them, you know, what you feel they've done wrong by you or how they've hurt you, how they've affected you. And you might just be very surprised by the way that they come back to you and say, wow, I didn't realize my actions were going to hurt you that much, or I swear I didn't do that. You know, they might even try to backtrack and say they didn't say what you know they said or whatever it was. But again, this is you stepping into your Emperor energy and cutting off what's no longer going to be tolerated by you. Oh, you did speak it on their behavior and express my love as well. Well, I think you've already really laid the groundwork for that. So if M is going to continue to do these things, I think that's your answer, because you have spoken your truth. You have let them know what this means to you, how much it has hurt you, and also expressed your love. So if this person's going to continue to act in this manner, it'll be up to you to either allow it to continue or to say no more. I wish you the best, but I can't participate in this connection anymore if this is how you're going to continue to treat me. So yeah, big hugs, Gitaleka. This has got to be very frustrating and stressful to have to deal with this type of thing. So my biggest, greatest wish is that this person M will see, and B as well, because I think B is tolerating, you know, M's actions as well, and could stand up for you a little bit where M is concerned, but just maybe chooses not to for the sake of, you know, keeping peace in the marriage, or just not wanting to get involved, you know, who's to say exactly. But yeah, and I'm only able to read their energies as much as they're open. You know, I can't, like, you know, dive into their deepest, darkest secrets or anything, but, you know, just as much as they're open, energetically speaking. But I think we got enough that, you know, we were tuning into their energies for sure. So Yeah. Hello, hello, Ashish. Hello. Welcome, welcome. All right, up next on our donation list, we have Cheyenne. So let's get Cheyenne's question answered for her. I'm going to recopy my list real quick and then we'll read her question, get into it. And again, if you're just joining us, there's not much I can do about this right speed error. At this point, it's almost, I'll reach up every so often to re-click on the camera, but it's not too bad. We'll just roll with it. That's what we're dealing with. So it's better than not having a camera at all. So I am thankful that I have a camera that has a right speed error going on right now. Okay. So Cheyenne. Oh, it's in PayPal. I will head on over, take a quick drink of water. Hi, Amanda. Could I have just a brief insight into why my best friend may potentially see our successes as rivalry? Yes. Follow up to, Wednesday's question. Thank you. You are so welcome. Yeah. That was a very off energy to me. I couldn't believe. The thing that kept coming to my mind is, with friends like this, who even needs enemies? This is like a frenemy energy. And for what? Because I can feel that you have come to her with love and grace and support and excitement when she has all of these good things going on in her life, but it's almost like she has to be passive aggressive or sarcastic when you're the one on the receiving end of success or some sort of recognition or reward. That is so unfair. But I really want to tune in and see what's going on. Yeah, getting a gut instinct. I can totally see why you got that. Yeah, and I do feel that this might even be past life related. You have the Ten of Pentacles here. So I don't think that this relationship is too far gone to try to save. I do see that there is a lot of good things about the relationship. It's just this kind of underlying jealousy or envy that she's got going on toward you. And it's very interesting because I'm now getting a past life of you two as sisters yourselves. You were sisters. You were the older sister. She was the younger sister. And very interesting. I'm actually seeing this I'm seeing like what we would consider Poland nowadays. I don't know what it was called back then because they're kind of giving me like predated what we would know in our own history books. But the area where the landmass of Poland is right now, it was the two of you. You were older by they're showing me like around 18 months older than your sister, who's this friend in this life, and you guys were like the best of friends, sisters / best friends, and then it came time. You were being betrothed to, and it wasn't a king, literally a king, but it was someone of nobility, of station. And this is like, again, this isn't in our history books. This is before our quote unquote recorded history. But to me, it feels like a decently advanced society where they had, they had great systems in place to take care of people. It wasn't like the feudalist societies or systems put in place by a lot of the different monarchs and stuff of, our recorded history. It wasn't like that so much. There were still different hierarchies and whatnot, but even the lower class / peasant class of the day wasn't doing so bad for themselves because people looked out for each other back in these days. But what I see with this is your friend was your slightly younger sister and was very jealous because she had always had a thing for this, I want to call him a prince, even though it wasn't like, it more to me feels like the son of the mayor, if that makes sense. Like the son of the mayor. So yeah, and it's not like I think he would inherit the role of mayor, because to me it felt like the people had a say in who was serving what role at the time. But the closest thing I can get to our own daily systems would be like a town mayor or a city mayor. And it created a feud between the two of you. There's our competition right there. The nine, you can't see that. Sorry about that, Cheyenne. The Nine of Swords. So this is past life, and she may not even understand why she acts this way toward you or feels this way toward you in this life. Because there's really, who cares if one of you can drive and the other is about to be able to drive? Really, down to the heart of that, at the root of that, it doesn't feel like a big deal. Like, to me and you, it probably doesn't feel like a big deal that, well, who cares if we can both drive? That's not a big deal. It's a big deal that you're going to be able to drive. I think that's amazing. But as far as it being a bone of contention, it shouldn't be a big deal at all. So she might even beat herself up about feeling jealous toward you at times and wonder why. Even if just subconsciously, like, why am I like this to her? I love her. I adore her. We have so much fun together. But yet I'm jealous of her every time something goes her way. Yeah, again, it was over a love. You got the love of her life. I don't think that this prince slash mayor's son, whatever we want to call the guy that you married in that life, he I think he knew she existed, obviously, because she was your sister, but he never had any kind of romantic involvement with her. It was just an unrequited crush on her side, and you got her man, so to speak, and that was just not cool to her. Even though you had no say in it either, because it feels to me like it was a kind of like an arranged marriage of sorts. I don't know. The whole society seems very advanced as far as systems go, but yet they're arranging marriages, which doesn't seem very advanced to me. Um, but you did fall in love with this person, and you had a very decent and happy life with this person. It's just she never got over. Yeah. Oh, I hope not. I hope this doesn't happen in the future. Yeah, I don't see this as future energy. Yeah. Yeah, definitely not future energy. This is just clarifying why it's taking place right now from the past. So yeah, that's why. Let's just get one quick word of advice before we close this out, just to see what you can do to maybe alleviate or kind of help this energy. Yeah, we got justice. So what I was seeing as I was shuffling was you maybe doing a cord pulling, envisioning cord pulling, or meditation, whatever you want to call that, ritual or meditation, um, just to clear the ties of this past life that are still affecting you in this life, because it's still very interconnected into what you got going on in this life. Hard to see that card. Let's do that. There we go. Yeah, it's still very intertwined. Very intertwined. Almost like this almost reminds me of these steps, kind of like this, like the strands of DNA, like kind of intertwined. Yeah, so just doing some cord cutting with that could, and I even say cord removal, pull it out, pull this envy energy from that past life connection and any other thing that you have with her through all time, space, reality, and lifetime. Don't just limit it to this specific past life, because there might be more that we just haven't dug into. Just say all time, space, reality, and lifetime. Anything that is hindering my relationship with insert friend's name here. And you will really start to see a big balance of her just not feeling that envy pull toward you anymore. It'd be more supportive for sure. But of course, if energetically she can't meet you where you're at, I mean, this is you clearing your energy. You can't clear her energy, and you probably don't want to tell her about all this and be like, well, we should probably both clear our energy. If you don't want to tell her about this, you don't have to. But I think what I'm getting with this, and I'm going to just get a clarifier, I think you just clearing the energy on your end might be enough to just alleviate a lot of this toxicity. Absolutely. You cutting the cord or removing it on your own will be enough to override what's going on here. So yeah, she doesn't even need to do anything on her end. You just pulling those cords from you will be enough. So, I just got such chills. This is going to really improve your relationship. And moving forward, you might actually see her celebrating you in ways you never saw from her before. So this is good. This is good stuff. Oh, and Scarlett has donated for a one-card read here on SuperChat. So yes, we will get you on the list as well, my dear. But I hope that resonated, yeah. Because I got major chills on the crown now. I do see that this is a connection you don't want to let go of, because she is fun. It is great when it is. But when it's not, it feels kind of yucky. So, and not to say you clear this envy energy and nothing ever happens in your relationship again that's negative. Probably not, because any relationship we're involved in will have its potentials to have its, fights and disagreements and what have you. But this will really take care of a lot of underlying just stuff that doesn't need to be there in this lifetime. So yeah, I would say that would really benefit you. Yes, you do love each other a lot. I can feel it. Yeah, absolutely. All right, Cheyenne, I hope that helped alleviate that stress of, oh no, why is she acting like this? Okay, so Florence, and I know she had posted her questions above, so we're going to scroll. Oh, and Florence has also donated yet again. So I'm going to actually update our list right quick. So Florence, one card plus a full read, and then we have Scarlett for a one card as well. And then, one card. Oops, I can't spell today. I will try. Card. And then Florence again. That's what we're going to do. zoom in the order we get the donations. And sorry, my camera left, but I will get it back here momentarily. Just gonna update my list right quick. Boom, 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 and boom. There we go. So I'm gonna go hunt down Florence's first question over here. I push record every time just to see if this is gonna be the golden ticket to trick the system and make it work. Hasn't worked yet, but that's okay. We will still continue to deal with it. That's fine. Okay. So she's made a donation of $11.11 and $22.22. Question 11.11 is beneficial for me to be on a raw food diet now and in the future. Okay. So I'm already hearing that short term, I feel this is a great idea. This will really help clear your system of a lot of toxins and just build up from, all the other stuff going on. As far as long term, meaning, for years and years, I don't think it would be beneficial for you for years and years. But short term, meaning like under 3 months, I think this would be very beneficial for you to kind of reset your system. And, you can slowly over however long you're wanting to do it, because I know a lot of these raw food people, I myself was vegan for 5 years, and kind of more on the dairy-free kind of pescatarian side of things now for 2, I guess. And then, all of that. I do eat eggs now too, but my system, like, there's just so much that has been leached out of the soils that our foods are grown in, and even a lot of the foods at the grocery store, where most of us people get our food, is so modified and genetically messed with that a lot of the nutrition is gone, that we just can't thrive because of that. If this was a raw food diet of centuries past, absolutely we could thrive and benefit very greatly from that. But just because of everything that, to keep that system going, and to combat pests, and, for any other possible, I'm just, conspiracy hat on, possible nefarious reasons for them messing with the DNA of the food, there might be some nefarious reasons they do that. Tuning in, there's not a lot, because I've really struggled with my own, path forward. When I first really had this big awakening, I was, vegan for 5 years and did all this and did that. And my health really did suffer because of it. Because the nutrients just aren't there anymore. And it's not just a vegan diet, it's a lot of diets. A lot of diets, there's just, where do we get the pure, untainted food? I tell this to my husband a lot. It's like, I don't even know what to eat anymore. Energetically, everything feels messed with. But I definitely feel that you could benefit short term. Yeah, we got Hermit here. So take a bit of a timeout is kind of how I see you being able to utilize this raw food diet, as kind of a timeout or a reset from what you've been doing for yourself. I know most of your reading has been me just talking, but I'm getting major intuitive downloads about this, just for myself as well, so I figured I'd share. But anything else Florence needs to know about utilizing a raw food diet for kind of the near future? Yeah, you are worth it, an adventure. To me, this adventure is really like reading into like your like body, different systems of your body. Have been on a bit of a wild ride just because of the toxins and everything. Our bodies are put through the ringer, just living day to day pretty much on this planet, just from the air and the water and the food and the everything. So really, it's very interesting. The devil's looking at me on the back of the deck here too, that I'm hearing the devil's in the details, but at the same time, it's like there really is no safe place to turn on this planet. They have really manipulated and bastardized everything that's available. So really the best thing that I do, because I don't even personally myself know what the best path forward is, what I do and what I have been doing is, and this is also staring at me right now, the Four of Swords. So this is a good rest for your body from all that it's been through. But that being said, what I was trying to get to before that was the fact that we can set very clear intentions that any of the chemicals or, messed with DNA in the plants that we are eating, or the foods and the, everything, the water, the food that we consume is using to grow, that we set intentions that anything that is not in our highest good just is filtered right out of the body, and anything that you can benefit from the food is enhanced, and you can utilize your food much better by setting intentions than you can just by consuming it and hoping for the best, if that makes sense. So I hope that I answered that to the best of my ability anyway, with what's going on, because so much has been, oh, you received a phone call before, but you watched it. Oh, I'm so glad you got your message. Yay. Yeah. And Scarlett says she grows a lot of her own food because of this, and that's the best thing you can do. But just going down to, say, Walmart or somewhere to buy seeds, you got to be also very picky about where you're getting your seeds. You want to look for the word heirloom on just about everything, because those are the seeds that our grandparents would use and their grandparents would use before all this GMO, genetically modified whatever has gone on. And you're going to get a lot more nutrition from foods like that and setting your intentions than you are from just waiting around and hoping for the best, for sure. Yeah, there you go. Etsy and heirloom seed sources as well. And another hot tip, if you're growing your own food, if you spit on the seed before you plant it, this is something amazing that I learned. I know it sounds gross. If you spit on the seed, or just kind of immerse the seed in your saliva, like on a little plate, or, just dig your hole, spit in the hole, and then put your seed in the hole on top of the spit, that seed will read your DNA from your spit, and it will enhance certain nutrients in the plant, the fruit that it bears, or the vegetable that it bears, to be custom designed to benefit your deficiencies and your body chemistry. Okay, so there's a hot tip for all of my farmers and ranchers and gardeners out there that want to get the very most bang for their buck with their food that they're growing themselves, to literally custom tailor it to you and your family. So if you have a whole family, you can all spit in the hole. And then that plant will benefit everybody, because it will read everything, all the information you're giving it in your DNA and your saliva. Yeah, you'll try that. Have some things already going, but still have a second seed planting wave this weekend. Yes, you'll have to try it and let us know. That's amazing. I've done it myself, and I don't know. I don't really taste the difference, but I feel just this liveliness, especially with my herbs. When I will just go sample, I'll just go out in my garden and I'll just sample things like my basil and my mint. I'll just pull a few leaves and just munch on them while I'm out there. And when I eat the basil that I had done that with the spit, my tongue was buzzing. And not in like an allergic reaction kind of way, but like my lips, my face, I just felt alive. I felt like on fire in a good way, not in a like allergic reaction kind of way. It just felt like there was something extra special going on that I couldn't quite put into words, I guess, but I could definitely feel it on an energetic level and a physical level for sure. All right, so I'm going to go back up to Florence's second question, and then Scarlett is going to be on deck, and then Florence yet again with another question she has donated for. Okay, so the 222 question, I'm going to put these away and then we'll read the question. So yeah, you are worth it. You are worth, Florence, to follow your intuition on your best path forward with your meal plans. And if it feels good for a while, stick with it. And then when it doesn't feel good anymore, you can switch it up. That's my best advice there. All right. So she wants to know how long she should still stay in Marbella. I guess that's how we say it. Marbella in Spain. And should I travel to other places afterwards? If so, specific place, what is the purpose of this journey? Okay. How long? Let's just see if we can get, and I'm really reading this weeks to days. So weeks to days, oh, camera back. So weeks to days, how long would it benefit Florence to stay in Marbella? So 1 week to 1 day. I would even extend that to 1 month if that's on your radar as far as timelines go. Up to about another month, because I think it would benefit you to see some other places. And it's not that Marbella isn't good enough. It absolutely is, and it's a great place for you to be. But there just might be some other places that you can check out. I actually see some neighboring cities or towns still in Spain. And I'm even seeing a possible place in Portugal. I'm seeing it toward the southern tip And in my mind's eye, like I don't know what Portugal looks like. If I had to draw it right now, I would be sweating bullets. I don't know what it looks like myself, but just what I'm seeing in my mind's eye is kind of like almost like a square, but kind of misshapen square that you could almost kind of turn into a diamond. I have to look it up because I have no idea. I have no idea what Portugal looks like. Apologies to those that do and think I'm kind of an idiot right now. I'm gonna look up Google Portugal. Portugal. Because I'm seeing almost turning it sideways like a square turning into a diamond is kind of what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. I just want to see the shape of the country. Okay, yeah, definitely not a square, but okay, I'm kind of seeing what I was being shown in my mind's eye. Is Spain almost is like the square, and then if you include, oh, you guys can see that. Sorry. Okay, so yes, Spain is like the square, including Portugal. And if you turn it on its side toward a diamond, the southern tip would be, I don't know what this is called, somewhere down here. It says Sagres or Villa do Bispo. Anywhere down in here, really this whole southern tip, if anything calls out to you down in this region, would be, maybe even as southern as Lisbon. It's pretty south, like the southwest 1/3 of it, kind of this area, I would say would be good. Other places in Spain you could go anywhere. I'm just hearing anywhere would be great. Now's a really good time for spiritual upgrades around this whole area for you. So yeah, let's try it. Let's see what you get. And let's just see really though, specific place, if we can get any information about a specific place, what they might be known for. Knight of Wands. Okay, there might be a place there was a battle. It's kind of the energy I'm getting is a war, a battle. They might even have like some sort of war or battle memorial. And it's not that you need to go there to go view all this stuff. It's just energetically, your energy will heal the area where these battles were taking place. Even just you driving by in a bus or on a train in these areas is helping heal because your energy is very expansive and very, very potent in healing lands. And releasing trapped souls is another thing I'm hearing that you have a gift of doing, whether you know you're doing it or not. And just you traveling around by bus or by train or by on foot, whatever, is benefiting the land. Malacra. Wait, Mallorca. Is that how we say that? Let me pull a card on that. I'm seeing like the Ace of Swords in my mind's eye. Two of Pentacles, Hangman, Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I would say that's a good. I was getting like a strong yes when I first read that, so I would say that would be another benefit. And somewhere else near the sea or near the, the water. Again, that might be Portugal stepping on in if you're, on that kind of more, I guess, western side of Spain, dipping over into Portugal. Let me go back here. Or even, I guess, the north and southeast part of Spain has, places near the water. But I was specifically, though, hearing the sea. So that would make that the Mediterranean Sea. So I'm not sure exactly on this map where you are currently. I guess I could, to see, because I'm seeing like southeast possibly from where you're at. Okay, that's where you're currently at. So very interesting. Southeast. I guess it would be I'm like flipping it like a mirror image, okay, because I'm flipping it. So it would be more over this way as well. We got we got a town called Seville, it looks like. Seville. Oh yeah, and you hear a lot about the Gibraltar, like the Strait of Gibraltar. That might be an area. I mean, you're like right there. I know distance-wise it's probably not feeling like right there, but like decently close to right there. Yeah, maybe even if there's some sort of passage you can take near Gibraltar, going down into Morocco, that feels really good for you, for me. And over into the southern area of Portugal, which is kind of already in your area, and that's what we were tuning into. So Ibiza, yes, or Ibiza, however, I've heard it pronounced a couple ways. That would also be another really great place to go. I got a big yes on that. Yeah, you could just kind of, spend a day here, spend a day there. Um, yeah, there is supposed to have special energy. Let's just tune in real quick with that as well. We're kind of doing like 3 questions in one just to really dive into this for you. So let's see. And I want to know if there's any special reason besides healing the land, which I think is a very special reason already, but I just want to get some additional guidance on you healing the land just by going on these trips, or what else is going. Yes, absolutely. Healing down to the, beyond what's even buried below. Because what I'm seeing is, through different, eons and eras of the earth, and, different ages going on, things tend to get buried and then more built upon it and then more built upon it. So it's almost like your energy is reaching down, way down, 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 down. I don't know if this is, feet or miles or what, but down, down, down. There might be some underground cities or energies, informations, things that could really benefit from your just coming to activate them. If you feel you want to do some sort of special ritual with this, sure, go ahead. But I don't see that there's anything extraneous or extra to what you're already doing that you have to do to actually benefit these areas. But if you want to just try to connect to nature, specifically if you can walk around barefoot or touch some trees, touch some rocks, touch the grass, sand, touch the waters in these areas, you're just getting big downloads of, let's put that over here so we can see it. Big downloads of ways to help this area. And of course, they're not going to leave you hanging. You help them, they're going to help you as well. There's a lot of nature spirits in this area. Really, there's nature spirits everywhere, but in this area specifically that can use your assistance, just you being there. Very helpful for them. Yeah, and then the King of Cups. So really, this is you just embodying your authority and being able to help in whatever way that you're helping. Even if you don't know exactly what that looks like or what to do, there's really nothing you have to do except show up. Just be there, and the energies, your subconscious will take over and do the work and do what needs done. All right, one more. Anything else Florence needs to know specifically about the purpose of all this travel that we haven't already touched on? Look at that. This is a union of divine masculine and divine feminine. Wow. This goes back lifetimes and lifetimes and eons and ages on this planet. There's a rebalancing, a recalibration going on with the divine masculine and divine feminine. It needs to take place right now to help heal from the past is really what I see. And just you being here is helping facilitate this. And you don't have to do it alone. It's not like you're the only one going to have to do this. A lot of people who are traveling, and a lot of people who are, not really traveling, but are going to sleep at night and going and doing a lot of this healing work for the earth as well, are doing this. So you don't feel you have to, carry this burden all on your own or anything. No, you have a lot of energetic and physical help in many, time, space, and realities going on to help with all of these upgrades that are going on with the planet right now. And that's why you feel this major call to travel, because you're an integral part of reconnecting lost codes is what I'm hearing, and also just bringing things online that have been unplugged for a very long time. And again, I have a feeling it has to do with the union of divine masculine and divine feminine, not just of the earth herself, but within ourselves. So it's such powerful work you're doing. Yeah, closing out karmic cycles. And there's that Ace of Swords I saw earlier. Look at that. Yes. Wow, this was amazing. Yeah, closing out past cycles and bringing back online that information that has been suppressed or buried, either physically or energetically or both. I see maybe whole cities that have been buried under mud and dirt and water and land and sea and terraformed and tamped down, down, down. But it's time for these things to rise back up. Energetically, for sure. Physically, maybe. I mean, energetic poles are shifting very quickly right now, and there could be some big earth changes in the next, I don't know, anytime now through the next 20 years for sure. Yeah, opportunities for growth with a lot of this. And you're learning a lot just going and reading the information that's available, or just reading the energies, just allowing yourself to feel whatever comes up for you when you're traveling is going to be highly beneficial to you, um, just in your quest that you're on. And you don't even have to know exactly, um, you don't have to know exactly what it is you're doing or what your mission is, because subconsciously or deep down and true to your spirit, you know what you're doing. Even if on a more human level, you're not quite sure why you're compelled to go this way instead of that way, or travel here instead of there, or what is it. Um, but yeah, this is big stuff for you, Florence, for sure, for sure. I love it. And then we have the moon popping out. Um, so I don't know, maybe there's even some connecting. It's very interesting because the moon to me is like it's not organic. It doesn't feel organic. It doesn't feel like a true thing that's supposed to be there. To me, what it feels like is a satellite. It feels like a satellite or something that is kind of doing something maybe that it shouldn't be doing. But the true feminine that has been hijacked by the moon originally belonged to Venus. So if you can actually, I know at least in where I'm at in the world, you can see Venus on the western horizon, kind of after sunset and early evening. You can see Venus. So look to the sky for Venus, and also you can look to the sky for the moon, and just see if you get any downloads about the truth of whatever the truth may be. Because I think right now is going to be a very profound time. Yes, victory, a very profound time for you just to know things without knowing how you know them. It's like you get an instant download of something being a way that you never knew that it was. And these kind of downloads are just coming to you. Put these back. So I hope that resonated. It feels really, really good to me. Just travel around. Just let your intuition be your tour guide. Let your intuition lead the way to where you're going. So that's amazing. All right. So next we've got Scarlet. And then we have Florence yet again. Oh, you forgot to tell me that your husband's trip got canceled. So now Thursday or Monday are equal for me. Aw, the Patreon meet. I know you're doing it on Monday for me. Oh, well, that's okay. Either way, hopefully you can catch. If you had any questions or topics of conversation you wanted to bring up, let me know. I'm going to be making that post probably today or tomorrow. But if you had any topics you wanted to touch on or questions about, I don't know, reality or energies or whatever that you wanted to know, you can leave it in that post that I make. And then if anyone else shows up to be like a, back and forth, we can talk about those things. Because usually we just kind of, like that last one we had, we just kind of come up with topics as we go, because it's just one thing leads to another. Before you know it, it's, later, and you just want to keep going and hanging out and having fun together. It's so fun. Yeah, I'm sorry you can't be there, but at the same time, you can still get your question in there, or, anything you want to, topics of discussion, feel free. All right. Anyway, we did Florence. Scarlet, I'm going to head back up to Scarlet. So any 911s I need to know. It's like any emergencies, is that what your question is? Any emergencies or any just upcoming things to be aware of for Scarlet? Yes, okay. Any upcoming emergencies or just things to be aware of for Scarlet? Woo, this one flew right out. I think you're just coming into a time where things are a lot more stable, not so up and down. Things feel a lot more fulfilling for you and not so chaotic, I guess would be lack of a better word. So it's like going from the tower that you've been going through to now the star. It's time to heal from all those tower moments. It's time to finally do something that brings you joy and happiness. So I don't see any big catastrophe upcoming for you, or at the very least none that your spirit are presenting, because, sometimes information is hidden from us for our own safety, for our own protection. If we knew certain things were going to happen, then we would fight against it. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, so far, your inner self, your true spirit is saying there's really nothing to be worried about. Yeah, Four of Cups. And it's very interesting, because a lot of times when things feel very up and down, very chaotic, very, oh my gosh, I just wish life would throw me a bone and things would get better. A lot of times when things do start to get better, they almost feel boring or apathetic, or you almost might just even at times feel numb to life or to the situation at hand. So you might be dealing with, I call it the void. I think a lot of other people call it the void, kind of the void space, just feeling like you're in the void. You might feel that way, kind of blah, kind of apathetic about things, kind of just uncertain of your next steps for a minute. But because the star is also coming out, that won't last forever either. Because you might experience this, but it won't last forever either. So you will, come into feeling a lot better. Yeah, absolutely. And tuning into your inner self, talking to your inner self, your true spirit that's outside this matrix is going to be a really good way for you to feel more, purposeful or passionate about your life and the things going on in your life. Without things being so crazy and chaotic and totally up in the air all the time. But yeah, you're finding your strength through all that you've been through. You're finding you're a lot stronger than you gave yourself credit for. Yeah. And now you're finally able to speak your truth to certain people. There might be a conversation you're needing to have in the near future. Could be with a partner. Yeah, absolutely. There's confirmation of that. Could be with a partner. You're having a heart-to-heart conversation about just what you expect moving forward. So if there's kind of some instability going on in a partnership, romantic or otherwise, although I really am getting, kind of like a husband kind of energy with this setup here. Just speaking your truth to this husband, letting him know what you want, what you dream about, what you expect, and let's just see if there's any reason why this needs to take place. What's going on in this connection? The World, closing out of a cycle. But that doesn't necessarily mean the relationship is over, unless, of course, you want it to be. This is just a closing out of doing things the way you've been doing them. So finding a new way to come together and make life together. Yeah, absolutely. What I just said. Confirmed. New way forward. Closing out the old cycle to start some way new forward. New way forward, I should say. Whether that is together or going your separate ways, I guess remains to be seen. But if this is a relationship you want to maintain, I absolutely see you have the power to maintain it. But if this is something you want to get out of, you can go your own way. But I don't see that there's anyone leaving or walking away with what we have here. It just might be a coming together to find a better way to move forward in the relationship is more what I see rather than ending a relationship, if that makes sense. Especially if there are certain cycles that keep coming around over and over and over in the relationship. This is letting you know this needs to end once and for all. Maybe a way one of you talks to the other, or maybe just lack of interest in what one of you is doing instead of the other, or one of you is putting in all the effort and the other one's just kind of skating by. There needs to be a shift with something in the relationship. One more. Anything else Scarlett needs to know specifically? Well, I said one more, we get 3 more. Emperor. So yeah, to me it feels like there's an imbalance of power in the relationship, which traditionally I guess the power would mostly go to the man, and that might be kind of still what's going on here, but it feels like there's a power imbalance, and also maybe just an imbalance within the relationship where you might feel blindsided at times by the way this person acts toward you, or just confused, do I even like this person anymore at times, maybe not all the time. Or just, I don't even know what I want out of this connection anymore. It could be very, again, kind of going back to that apathetic, just kind of, I don't even know what's next for me. I don't know. But because we started your reading, my dear, with the star, this is letting you know that whatever shakes out and whatever happens here, you're going to feel a sense of accomplishment and happiness at the, end of whatever this cycle is you're closing out. And again, it could just be as simple as, finding new ways forward in the dynamic within the relationship instead of the actual relationship being the thing that's ending, if that makes sense. So yeah, I would say just stand your ground, be able to speak your own truth. That will help gain clarity in the situation of your relationship. I think I've known that. I'll be okay either way. Yeah, absolutely. You're going to be okay either way. So whatever choice you do make, ultimately, you're going to be... I just saw the 9 of Cups as I'm putting it away. Yeah, wish fulfillment. So either way, no matter what happens, your life is not going to end. You're gonna be able to make a way forward. I saw the Lovers there making a decision, and I saw the Page of Cups, so making a choice that's going to enhance your life, and also good surprises coming in. Yeah, this way. A bad relationship or a bad job you remain in this bad relationship or this bad job because it does something for you. Say for the bad job, it pays your bills, but there's no fulfillment. You dread going. It causes you a lot of stress and maybe even affects your health because you're just like, oh, God, this again, another day, another dollar. But then say things get so bad at this job that you are just basically forced at this point to go get a different job. And then say that job is everything you could have imagined wanting in a job, and yet it also pays your bills. It pays more than that crappy job. You feel good. You love the people you work with. It's just a dream come true that you wouldn't have had happen if that other job hadn't have been crappy. Because if this job had just been kind of, sustainable, maintainable, you may have stayed there a lot longer and never experienced the beauty of this next new job or relationship or whatever it is, very codependent. And I broke off I broke off that, and he is struggling with that. Oh yeah, basically reading my marriage in a nutshell. Aw, yeah. And that's hard. I mean, it's hard. Relationships are hard of any kind, let alone a married relationship. It's not going to just be, happily ever after, like all the fairy tales say. Like, that's when the work begins, right? But yeah, big hugs. I wish you nothing but the best. Whatever you decide to do moving forward with your relationship, you're going to be okay. You're going to be definitely okay. And he is a great guy, so very confusing. Yeah, I can see that with that Two of Swords. It's very confusing and just like, what do I even do? And then, that apathetic energy of, do I maintain doing what I'm doing? Do I do something different? And there's that lover's energy too, again, that kind of was just putting things away of, making a choice. Whatever you decide, though, I think ultimately you're making the best choice for yourself. And yes, you are, because V for Victory on the back of the deck. And then we had the Strength card. It came out kind of in reverse there. It kind of flipped out in reverse. But, any reversal can be put upright, and of course vice versa as well. But this is just you finding that inner strength to know you will have this victory of whatever it is you've got going on. Yeah, you will be golden came to mind. Yes, absolutely. I totally see that for you. All right. So I hope that resonated. Sounds like it did. But I guess the heart of the message is you're going to be okay. You're going to be golden. Absolutely. Not saying it won't be stressful and cause anxiety here and there and be difficult at times, because it will be. But, I think a lot of the hardest part is now behind you, because we didn't get a Tower card here. We just really got that Star card. So if your Tower card already came, it sounds like, and now you're just kind of starting to build a good foundation for yourself. All right. Yay. Yay, Scarlet. All right. Florence's question number 3. I'd like to get some guidance on the relationship with one of my best friends, Ginny and I. Is she energetically on a higher vibration right now, which creates the distance? Okay. Let's tune in. Yeah, I see how those just shuffled. There's a message and everything. See how those just shuffled? Like, they started out shuffling fine, and there was kind of a disconnect, in a whole clump of them came down together. And now they're flowing a little better. Yeah, look at that. And we got 2 of Cups on the back of the deck. There's soulmate energy involved in your connection with Ginny, for sure. All right, so let's see. Guidance for the relationship with Florence's best friend, or one of the best friends. Yeah, look, it came out again. You can't see that. There we go. Came out again. Is she energetically on a higher vibration right now, which creates the distance? Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Wow. Yeah, she's definitely on some spiritual, mountain climbing going on right now. And again, though, not to say you're not a powerful spiritual creature yourself. You absolutely are. But I think right now your spiritual mission and her spiritual mission are just 2 different trajectories. It doesn't mean she's higher than you, though. I don't really read it like that. She's just got her own kind of game plan with what she's spiritually going through and what she's got going on. For her, there might even be her stepping into her own power even more, specifically with another connection in her life. I don't really read this as your energy for her reading. This could be a significant other if she has one, or another close friend or family member, that she's trying to find her quote unquote new normal in that relationship, because she has leveled up so much spiritually that she's not really vibing with this other close connection. Again, this isn't your energy, but because she's struggling in this connection, it might be difficult for her at times, or she gets busy and doesn't reach out to you as much, or you get busy, you don't reach out to her as much, because things are going on. But again, I don't think that this means you guys are going your separate ways for once and for all, with this distance between you. This to me just feels like you're kind of just on two different continents. I don't know if you technically are on two different continents, like as far as like, land mass wise goes. Or if this is just meaning you're meant to be traveling more than she would be. And hello from India. Hello from Montana in the US to you, Ashish. Hello. But yeah, there's just a separation of time and energy and space because you're on two different missions. But again, I do see this soulmate connection between the two of you, that you are very energetically connected through a lot of different times and realities and lifetimes for sure. But this was on the back of the deck and I was going to mention it, and then I shuffled and it got lost, and then I was on to my next thought. So I'm glad it came back out to remind me of you're each a star of your own show. And that's what I was really reiterating when I saw that. And then like, yes, this just confirms it. And then of course I had to fix the camera, and then I got off on another thought tangent, and this just happens so much. If I could record what's going on in my brain during your reading and what I'm saying during your reading at the same time, you would get so much more information than I can get out just in one reading, like just with my words. I wished I could like create that technology so you guys could see that, not just for me to you, but like for everybody, for everywhere. So we wouldn't have all these misunderstandings and, misgivings with people in our lives. But this could even be misunderstandings because you're kind of on each other's own trajectory right now. There could be just a difference of time that doesn't add up or line up to where you guys can meet, through text or online on Zoom or however you guys do hang out together. It just might be the different time differences are making that a little difficult to do at times. But as far as the future of this connection, I want to tune into the future of this connection. Yeah, you're definitely going to be together long term. As far as, being lifelong friends, I do feel this is going to be a long-term connection. And we have a yes here. This is clarity. This is truth. So you're going to both come back onto the same wavelength at some point in the future. So, even if you do go your separate ways or something and you don't hear from her for a year or 2 years or 3 years or something, somehow, some way you'll come back in alignment. I don't see that you're going to go that long without speaking, though. I really just truly don't see it. I think you guys mean enough to each other that you're going to keep each other in the loop, however so slightly, even if it's just weekly or monthly or whatever, you're keeping each other, keeping each other in the loop enough that you are, it's like you're not going anywhere, even though you're both kind of off on your own spots anyway. It's like you're energetically not going anywhere from each other. But it might feel that way physically because, she's doing her thing, you're doing your thing, and, you are separated through, space for sure. But yeah, there's that past life connection information coming back in. Let you know, this is definitely a past connection. But there's multiple ways you can take this connection moving forward. So even tomorrow or later today, you could be back in like really close, hanging out and best buds and, never let each other go kind of energy. Or maybe it takes a different path for a while. Maybe it takes another path for a while, like this, like that. But at the heart of your connection is about creation. And I think you two do really bounce amazing spiritual ideas off of each other. And there is a lot of communication that you guys do bring out toward each other that is beneficial. Even if what you're interested in at the time isn't exactly what she is interested in. It's like you guys can find a common thread between what you're doing enough to still have interest in each other and care about each other and love each other and want to hear what your other friend is doing, So now let's see. Anything else Florence needs to know about her connection with Jimmy? Yeah, I will still do take payments for a question. The price point is different. You can read the directions in the description if you want to see why that is. But SuperChat does take a lot more money out. So if you pay through PayPal, you pay a lot less, I guess you would say. But yeah, you can check out how to donate if that's what you want to do. And magic. So yeah, there is a sense of magic when the two of you come together, even if it's just through Zoom or, text messaging or whatever it is you're doing. There's this magic to the connection you have. And I think you both feel that and have felt that. And yeah, rescue. It's almost like you guys are like confidants to each other and help rescue each other when you're each feeling low. And you might have even met her or her you at a time when one or the other of you was going through a really rough time. And it almost feels like you two have rescued each other time and again in this life, probably more mentally and energetically speaking, but in past lives, there were absolute rescue missions that you guys have, saved each other's lives multiple times through different lifetimes. So I do see there is a very deep, loving commitment and connection with the two of you that really probably isn't going anywhere in this lifetime. And you'll probably have other lifetimes where you've got each other's backs yet again. I see a very prominent, this one came out, Desire. It was funny though too, because I saw a very prominent lifetime where you guys were like father and son, which is very interesting. It's a very, very committed, when you are family with someone, that's a deep commitment, spirit wise as well. Yeah. All right, so I hope that resonated for you, Florence. But yeah, I would say, don't feel bad. Neither of you have to feel bad about kind of going and doing your own thing for a while, because it's like you guys are a soft place to land. You guys are kind of a home base for each other, really. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. All these put back. Oh, Shamakia. Oh man, I hope I'm not saying that wrong. Shamakia. You'll have to let me know how to pronounce that if I am mispronouncing that. Resonates 100%. Thank you so much. You are so welcome, Florence. Absolutely. All right. So I'm going to get my camera back in action here. I got my workout today. Yes, I have. I'm going to take a drink of water while we wait for that donation to come in. Okay. So I'm just going to, while we wait for that to come in, I'm just going to read that text my friend sent earlier about the concert tickets. Because I kind of just skimmed it over and sent her a, sounds good, thank you. I want to make sure I'm agreeing to the right thing. All right, yeah. So we didn't get seats, but we did get lawn tickets. It's an outdoor amphitheater, so yay! We're going to walk off the earth. They are fun. And also Lindsay Sterling. She's like a dancer and a violinist. Those of you that don't know who that is. But they're actually coming to my town, so I will definitely be going to that now, it looks like. So yay. We're going to a concert. All right. So Shamakia has donated, and go ahead and post your question, my dear, and we will get right into it for you. And I think you will be the last donation. I've been live we're just 2 minutes shy of 2 hours at this point, and I am getting a little hungry. I'm gonna go have some lunch, and it's the weekend. But those of you who are on my other channel, Harmony Portal Tarot, you might realize I have not uploaded anything yet today. I don't have anything filmed. Nothing has been uploaded yet today. So I do, when I'm done here, have to film a little daily message short and then edit that and get that put up for you guys today. All right. Yes, I did get your payment. Thank you so much. So go ahead and post your question, and we're going to get right into it for you, my dear. But yeah, so I will get that short up before too long today, probably in the next hour or so, if I'm finishing up here with Shamakia, and then I will film that, get it edited, and uploaded for you guys. So let me see about getting this to do what it's supposed to. We went 2 hours without the camera ever recording. The whole time I've had to just push a button again. Oh, and it's saying we have another ad coming up in 50 seconds. Okay, so we're going to have another ad coming up. So I will probably, hello, Pokey Journeys. If I don't eat right now, can you do a reading for me? Yeah, I could totally do, if you want to do a donation real quick. Yeah, I will probably have about less than 20 minutes before I got to go. So if If you can get it in that amount of time, we can totally roll with that. If you're just looking for a free reading, I have already done a free collective reading. Yes, and it has been a while. It's good to see you. But I already did the free collective reading at the beginning, so that's already available if you would like to go check it out. All right, the guy I'm with lives with some other guys, but a girl lives there as well. Is he having sex with her? Okay, let's tune in. And of course, I will let you know that we can only tune in as much as his energy and this possible girl that he may be possibly, allegedly, for entertainment purposes only, be doing things with that you don't agree with. But let's see. We can only tune in to the amount that, energetically speaking, that they are conveying. So we're going to tune in, and we can even see, though, because a lot of times in people's tones and energy, we can sense deception. So if there is any kind of deception, I will be able to tune into that at the very least. Okay, but let's ask the guy that Shamakia is with, lives with other guys, and a girl lives there. Is he having, okay, so is something sexual going on with Shamakia's guy and this girl? Okay, so I don't think so. One or the other of the two. So the girl might have a thing for him, or he might have a thing for the girl, but it hasn't worked yet. So there hasn't been any kind of, I don't see that Will, and I'm gonna use Will's energy, and then we'll do the girl's energy. So Will's energy. What is Will's energy toward this girl that lives there? The Star, and this girl's energy toward him. She doesn't really want anything to happen there. There's no avenue in. So she definitely doesn't have much going toward him. I would say, just with this, and again, we're not borrowing trouble because nothing's happening between the two of them. But if she would want something to happen, I think it might be able to, if that makes sense. But I don't think she is having any kind of open door policy with anything toward Will, for sure. Not for sure. Maybe other people that are living there, sure, possibly, but definitely not toward Will. So I would go on and say no, there's no sexual encounters going on. There could be flirting for all we know. Let's just see if there's any kind of deception. But I do see that one, and I'm going to assume it's Will went toward her and she said no. Even if it was just flirty, like he kind of, took a shot flirting and she just shut it down. There's not interest for her toward him. But let's just see, because the Star could also represent friendship. So he might just see her as a friend. But she's definitely close for business on his end as far as romantic encounters go, or any kind of sexual tension. She doesn't have any chemistry toward him. But let's see what Will, what the nature of this. And the Fool. Yeah, I don't know. Is this girl kind of newer toward the house, or newer connection? Maybe he hasn't known her that long. Some girl that was at his house when I drove up to his house and she sped off. I don't know who that was. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't think there's anything at all to worry about here. Yeah, because if anything, she feels she's out of his league. If there's any kind of sexual tension there, it won't go anywhere. So I would say there's really nothing at all here to worry about. Yeah, the Magician. And this to me feels like doing what you will with the energy available. There's not a lot of energy making it from him to her, and there's no energy going from her to him. So if she was there, if she lives there, she might just be, living her life, doing her thing. But if she's just visiting there, she might be visiting some other guy that lives there, but I don't see that her and Will even have any kind of, connection as far as romance goes. There could be friendship, but the Fool, this to me feels like a new energy for him that he doesn't really know much about her. Let's just double check here. All right. Yeah, the Sun and the Four of Swords. So this girl might have even recently been through a breakup, but with the Sun here, it's like, when the sun is in a specific house, like in astrology, it can burn things up. It can burn things up, but also brings happiness and joy. So, I mean, it could be a friend connection, but I don't even really see that. Yeah, let's just see anything else you need to know about this. Yeah, yeah. If there were any feelings talked about, they were shot down for sure. So, but we can kind of tune in. This didn't take too long. We can kind of tune in and just see if there's anyone else on his radar that he might be cheating or hiding, or just if there's any deceptive energy in his field, you know, toward you. Like if he's deceiving you in any way or lying or cheating. Because sometimes, especially if you, Shamakia, have been through something where someone was acting that way, and then you get in a new connection, and certain red flags are coming up from the last relationship you were in with a new person, but this person swears they're not doing anything. They might be not doing anything. It just might be these past relationships are kind of making you question things. But if you're seeing red flags, I don't want Will to gaslight you out of your feelings either. So we're going to tune in and just see if there's any deception on his part with cheating or flirting or sexual encounters or anything with anyone besides you. With Will, is he being deceptive in any way toward Shamakia? All right. So 8 of Cups. So there was something he walked away from. So if he is flirting or if there is any of that kind of activity going on, nothing's landing. If he is flirting with that girl and other girls, then nothing's landing. He's had to walk away, maybe even himself, from someone who cheated on him in the past. Knight of Pentacles means he's in this thing for the long haul. Oh, you were married, I divorced him now. It's just back and forth for 7 years. I have dealt with, oh, now I haven't dealt with any other man. Okay, so that could be the past. That could be this thing from the past, that this is a cycle of a past within your own relationship. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. And this could be the ending of the marriage, just kind of, and he has been in it for the long haul. Look at this. Oh, you can't see that. There we go. Okay, so this makes a lot of sense now. Yeah, I don't see, and that being said though, I think in these 7 years, he might have tried, you know, to flirt or reach out to other women, but it just hasn't landed. If he was involved and you do know of these things, then this isn't showing up because we're asking about anything you don't know about, anything that he might have deceived you about. So if there are certain connections he's been with that you already know about, that's not included here, if there are any. And, you know, this is just any deception on his part coming toward you. I think he does have very deep love and feelings for you. And I think the Tower of the divorce really, you know, hurt him. The fact that he's still here, you know, 7 years later, that I guess that says something about his character, that he's still here. Yeah, the Emperor. I think he does want, I don't know if he's expressed this, but at least the energy field he's presenting right now does indicate he wouldn't mind getting married again to you. Because the Emperor is the husband. But he feels stuck for some reason, held back for some reason. Could even be wanting to live like a past version of himself, wanting to go out, hang out, have fun, just be carefree, not be tied down to somebody, but yet at the same time he wants to be tied down to you. I mean, does this even make sense? Energetically speaking, at times he might be confused. He might even grieve a life he thought he wanted and maybe did have with you, and then it just kind of ended. But yet didn't end because you guys are still involved. Hello, Sandy. Welcome, my dear. Yeah, but you're closing out a cycle with him with something. Maybe it's just the going back and forth with each other. Maybe you are making a commitment. Or maybe you are just saying, this is done. Let's walk away. I'm done. Yeah, you're done playing games. And that's pretty much what I was going to say. And then I read it there. Yeah, I see a cycle definitely needs to end, specifically with this Tower. It's just hurting you. It's causing you a lot of drama and pain. And just, I can see you're tired. Yeah, 7 years of this is a lot. Anything else Shamakia needs to know about the future of this connection? I haven't decided exactly what you're going to do, but right now you're not feeling very loved, very worthy, very, you know, Empress to his Emperor. You're not really feeling that because he is probably playing so many games. Let's just get to the root of these games. Why is he playing these games? He needs to grow up a little bit. Let's just be honest. Yeah. He's trying to keep you locked down is really what this reads, without giving you that commitment. But yet deep down, I think he's still resentful that you got the divorce and wants to hold on to you, but maybe at the same time doesn't quite want to. I mean, he does want to be committed, but yet he doesn't. So it is very childish, that is for sure. Yeah, but let's just see your best path forward. Your best path forward with Will. Well, it's very interesting. We have the Four of Wands here, which does indicate weddings and marriage. So what I really read with this, though, isn't that you have to go marry him again and that ends everything. What I see is you saying to him, if this resonates, if this tracks, that, hey, I want to complete, and that's that. No more games, no more this, no more that. Or the other way I can completely take this is to finally end or detonate the marriage that you had with the divorce, and now you're carrying on, you know, back and forth for the last 7 years. It's like, yeah, you're divorced, but ... It's like finally putting an end to the marriage / divorce / whatever you've been doing and moving on. You could really take this either way you want. Whatever one you want to do. Blocked him after we got into it last night, and I feel peace when he's now not around me. Yeah. And I would say because this is your energy coming in and just feeling left out, sick of the games, just tired of feeling completely drained of energy. That's what he does. He vampires your energy to play these games and get reactions out of you, and it's enough is enough. But yeah, that he's not with anyone else. I don't think anyone else is going to want to tolerate all these games and childishness. And you shouldn't have to either, my dear. Yeah. You're not stuck. You are a queen. You are a prize. You're center stage here, and you don't even realize how worthy and valuable you are. You don't deserve all this. And I'm not telling you to leave, but I think you already know what's in your best interest. You know what I'm saying, my dear? Yeah. And I think that would be in your best interest to close out this cycle that you had started with the divorce process and be done once and for all, as far as you being romantically linked. But as far as you being friends or just going your separate ways forever and not ever talking to him again, I guess, you know, if you do have children together, that could completely complicate things, and that could also be an indication of why you've put up with this for so long if you do have children. But if you don't have children, then this is definitely all his energy coming in hot with the Page of Wands here. But if you do have children, I can absolutely see, you know, why you've entertained these thoughts for a while here. And, you know, just trying to give him the benefit of the doubt over and over and over. He's proving to you at this point he's not going to level up. He's not going to stop being childish. He's going to continue this. And closing arguments for Shamakya before we go. Yeah, you're making a decision about your love life that suits you. And I think for you, that is just ending this cycle of pain and sadness and games and just, ugh. Yeah. Oh, you divorced him in 2019 for 2 years. He stalked me and came back. I gave him another chance, but I regret doing that. Yeah. And I know your energy is just going to be much better off without him there. That's really what this is saying, because he wants to control everything. Even when you're not officially together, he still wants to call shots in your life, and he doesn't deserve to do that if he's not going to be your husband. And I don't think at this point you want him to be your husband. So there's really no point in carrying on and continuing as it is if there's no next step of becoming a husband again. You know what I mean? Yeah, let's just see any other further guidance or wisdom advice about this connection. Yeah, narcissistic. It is very, and this is a narcissistic card. When it's in its detriment, the Emperor is the narcissist in the deck. So absolutely. At the very least, there's narcissistic tendencies, and probably him just saying things a certain way to make you think he was getting it on with this girl that lives there or that was visiting there. Not that it was ever even close to happening, but he's just planting little seeds just to get some conflict going, just to keep you on the line. And no, you're done. Any closing arguments? Yeah, absolutely. Heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, shocking attack, stab in the back. But the reason that you feel so strong about this, or maybe haven't walked away once and for all yet, is because there is a soul contract here. You guys agreed, maybe even in past lives, and this you can break. You can agree to disagree now. Break the contract and be done. Yeah, because this is, and everybody thinks soulmates is such a good thing. Well, if you've watched my channel at all, you will know my take on soul. There's spirit, and then there's soul. You hear about soulmates, soul contracts, soul agreements. No one can make a contract on your spirit. That is that part of you that lives outside this matrix, this snow globe that I call the control grid here on the planet. So, of course, soulmates, soul contracts, soul agreements, this is yet another side of the coin that keeps the score from lifetime to lifetime, just like the ego is, it's the other side of the ego, really, in my humble opinion. But you can dissolve a soul contract and just be done with it and not have to continue this lifetime after lifetime, or even just in this lifetime. Be done with it and connect to your actual spirit, that part of you that exists outside this matrix, and, move on and be happy with your life. That's really what I see here, is you breaking these contracts, because it's not going to get better. And if anything, it might just get worse, him trying to control even more. So just letting him know once and for all you're done, you're blocking him, and then you don't entertain the thought of him anymore. And he'll get the message eventually. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I hope that resonated. Sorry I couldn't give you better news, but, definitely he isn't with that girl like he might have wanted you to think he was, but his energy at the same time is probably not the best to get tangled up in any further, any longer. So big hugs. I'm so sorry you're dealing with that. That is not fun. Not fun at all. And especially if you don't have kids, then I'd say run. I would say run, don't walk, because if you have kids, that's one thing you kind of still do have to be in his energy. But if you don't have kids together, run, don't walk. You can do so much better, my dear. So much better. Yeah. All right. So, Pokey Journeys, we do have kind of a minimum with what I do, but I will just pull you one card, even though I normally don't do that. For donations, it's $15 minimum donation by way of SuperChat. But I'll just pull a card. I do have to go. I do have to film a quick reading for the daily message over on my other channel. We'll just ask yes, no, will the love of your life appear? So let me get my... Where is it? It's somewhere hiding here. We'll do this. Okay. I really do feel the love of your life will appear, but it's going to be after a time, just discovering who you are and what you really do want. But let's just flip the coin. We got a yes on one side and a no on the other. So I'm going to flip it over here so I don't hit and damage my camera any further than it's already been damaged. All right, flipping the coin. Whee! Moment of truth. Will Pokey Journeys love of life ever appear? Yes. Yes. Yeah, again, I do feel it's going to be after a time of healing, a time of really discovering who you are and what you want in life, and then this person will start to come in. Exciting. Cool. All right, you guys. Well, that's going to be it for me today. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed weekend, and I will be back here on Wednesday, so join me again Wednesday. We're probably going to do a free one-card pull at the beginning of Wednesday's live stream, so don't miss that if you would like a free one-card pull at that time. And yeah, I will have a daily message out here very soon, and over on my other channel, Harmony Portal Tarot, linked in the description below, I do have a What's Next for You pick a card reading. That is my most recent upload. If you want to go check that out, it's available for you right now. We also have the April reading out over there, and that's very exciting energies coming in for April, so go check that out if you feel so inclined. Oh, Makia has no kids. Then run, don't walk. Yay. Love you too, Sandy. I hope you're feeling well and doing well and making the most of your wonderful life. But big loves to everybody. Thanks again so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you guys all right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot Live. Okay, my camera did it one more time. And bye. All right, you guys. Have a blessed weekend.